Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Let me introduce myself. My name is Widya Ruswindra. My number identity student is 2110118210033, and I'm from group 3. I will explain about vocabulary and some example. The first vocabulary is algebra. For pronunciation is algebra. In Indonesian language, we say aljabar. Algebra is the branch of mathematics that helps in the representation of problem or situation in the form of mathematical expression. It involves variables like x, y, and z, and mathematical operations like addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division to form a meaningful mathematical expression. For example, this is a parenthesis ax plus b squared equal parenthesis x plus b times parenthesis ex plus b. For example, and from this, parenthesis to x plus 1 equal to, parenthesis to x plus 1 square equal to x plus 1 times to x plus 1 equal 4x squared plus 4x plus 1. And another example is x squared plus bx plus c equal 0. This is, for example, is x squared plus 2x plus 5 equals 0. Next vocabulary is coefficient. For pronunciation is coefficient. In bahasa we say coefficient. In mathematics, a coefficient is a number or any symbol representing a constant value that is multiplied by the variable of a single term or the term of a polynomial. It is usually a number, but sometimes may be replaced by a letter in an expression. In the expression, ex squared plus bx plus c. X is the variable and a and b are the coefficient. For the example, in the expression x squared minus 2x plus 4, and x is the variable, and 1 and minus 2 are the coefficient. Next vocabulary is function. In bahasa we say fungsi. For pronunciation is function. In the mathematics, function is an expression, rule, or law that defines a relationship between one variable, the independent variable, and another variable or the independent variable. For example, an example of a simple function is fx equal x squared. In this function, the function fx takes the value of x and then square it. For instance, if x equal 3, then f3 equal 9. In the relationship from set A to B, the set A is called the domain or origin area. The set B is called the codomain or friend area. And all members of B that get a pair from A are called the range or result area. Next vocabulary is greater than. In bahasa we say lebih dari, and this is a symbol of greater than. Greater than is a mathematical term used to compare two quantities and help to establish a relationship between two where one term is greater than the other term. For example, this is a symbol 100 greater than 99, and we will write it as 100 is greater than 299. Next vocabulary is greater than or equal to. In bahasa we say lebih dari atau sama dengan, and this is of symbol of greater than or equal to. The greater than or equal to symbol is used in math to express the relationship between two math expressions and used to compare two quantities where one term is greater than the other term or can be equal to the other term. For example, if f6 greater than or equal to 3x, we will write it as 6 is greater than or equal to 3x. Next vocabulary is less than. This is of symbol of less than. In Indonesian language, we say kurang dari. A less than sign is defined as the math symbol used to compare numbers where one value is less than and then the other. It is an inequality symbol used to show the comparison between two or more quantities. For example, if we want to show the comparison between 2 and 3, we will say it as 2 is less than 3 or 3 is greater than 2. Hence, it depicts the relationship between these two numbers. We can represent this number as 2 less than 3. Next vocabulary is term. For pronunciation is term. In Indonesian, we say suku. In algebra, a term is either a single number or variable or numbers and variable multiplied together. Terms are separated by plus or minus sign, or sometimes by dividing. For example, 2x minus 6 equal 4, and term is 2x minus 6 and 4. Next vocabulary is factorization. In mathematics, factorization or factoring consists of writing a number or another mathematical object as a product of several factors, usually smaller or simple object of the same kind. For example, 3 times 5 is factorization of the integer 15. And the second example is parenthesis x minus 2 times parenthesis x plus 2. Is a factorization the polynomial of x plus 4 squared, or I mean parenthesis x mean 4 squared. Next vocabulary is digit. In pronunciation is digit. In Indonesian is angka. A digit is a symbol. A digit is a single symbol used to make numerals. A digit is any one of this symbol. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. For example, the number 23 is written with 2 digits, 2 and 3. Next vocabulary is number. Pronunciation is number. In Indonesian is bilangan. A number is an arithmetic value used to represent quantity. A number is an amount of something. It can be written with one or more or many digits. Hence, a number is mathematical concept used to count, measure, and label. Type of number is prime and composite numbers, even and odd numbers, fraction and decimal, rational and irrational number, natural number, integer, real numbers, whole numbers, and rational numbers. These are all example of numbers: 2, 49, 49, 2, 12,146, 2, 1, 2, 5, 5, 5, 6, 2, I'm sorry, 2, 1, 2, strip 5, 5, 5, strip 6, 0, 5, 1. And 2 plus 3 equal 5. Next is video solving a linear equation. This is a linear equation is 3x plus 5 equal 17. First step, we subtract both sides by minus 5. And this of illustration, let's say 3x is x, x, x. It's same with 3x, and 5 is 5 object. In illustration, a circle. And 17, and this is a 17 circle. And we subtract both sides, minus 5, and 5 object in left, we elimination 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 5 object in right side, we elimination 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we get 3x equal 12 because 17 minus 5. So next we dividing both sides by 3. we get 3x per divided 3 equal 12 divided 3. And of illustration, this is x equal 12 square circle. And we get right of 3 groups. This is x1, x2, and x3. And 12, we divide 3 group of 4. And we get x value is 4. In another example is 7x minus 2 equal minus 10. Next step is divide at both sides by 2, and we get 7x equal minus 8. I will explain about how minus 10 plus 2 is equal minus 8. This is a line number, and let's say this is a minus 10 plus 2. So we move 2 times to right, and 1, 2. This is because why minus 10 plus 2 is minus 8. So wait. So we get 7x equal minus 8. And I'm sorry, and we dividing both height by 7. And sorry, this is 7x minus 7 equal minus 8 plus, I'm sorry, 7x per x equal minus 8 per 7. We get x equal minus 8 plus minus 8 per 7. It's equal x equal minus 1 and 1 per 7. So we get x value. Next is example chapter 2. Alison and Rahel were competing in a race. Alison had 10 minutes head start and was running at 3 km per hour. Rahel ran at 5 km per hour. In how many minutes did Rahel catch up with Alison? Okay, we identity information from question, and we get red Alison is 3 km per hour and red Rahel equal 5 km per hour. Let's say t is Rahel time in hour, and we get t plus 1 per 6 equal Alison time in hour. Why 1 per 6? Why? Because in question is Alison had a 10-minute head start, and 10 minutes it's equal with 1 per 6 hour. Why? And next. So Rahel catch up with Alison. This is, I mean, distance traveled by Alison equal distance traveled by Rahel. And Rahel catch up with Alison. And distance and formula of distance equal rate times time. So we get distance Alison is 3 times parenthesis t plus 1 per 6, and distance Rahel equal 5 times t equal 5t. So distance traveled by Alison equal distance traveled by Rahel is 3 times t plus 1 per 6 equal 5t. And we get 3t plus 1 per 2 equal 5t. Subtract both sides with 3t, and we get 2t equal 1 per 2, and dividing both sides by 2, and we get t equal 1 per 4 hour. This is 1 per 4 hour equal 15 minutes. For its answer, 3 for check in minutes as 3 per 6t plus equal times parenthesis t plus 10 equal 5 per 60 times t, and we get 3t plus per 60 plus 30 per 60 equal 50 per 60, and we get 3t plus 40 and 30 plus 30 equal 40, and we get 30 equal 2t, and t is 15. So conclusion, how many minutes did Rahel catch up with Allison? Is 15 minutes. Example 9 is, if Joy can paint 5 rooms in 6 hours and Samantha can paint 3 rooms in 4 and 6 hours, how long will it take them to paint 7 rooms working together? Okay, information of the question, we get Joy's rate of work is 5 per 8 room per hour, and Samantha's rate of work is 3 per 6 equal 1 per 2 rooms per hour. And the function is total room equal rate of work times time, and we get rooms painted by Joyce equal 5 per 8 times t equals 5 per 8 t, and rooms painted by Samantha equal 1 per 2 times t equal 1 per 2 t. And the function total number of room painted equals room painted by Joy and room painted by Samantha. And the total number of room paint is 7 equal 5 per 8t plus 1 per 2t. So for the next step, we equate the denominator, and we get 7 equals 5 per 8t plus 4 per 8t. So addition the numerator, and we get 7 equals 9 per 8t. So for the next, we multiplication both side with 8, and we get 56 equal 90. And we dividing both sides by 9. So we get t is 56 per 9 is equal 6 per 6 and 2 per 9 hours. Conclusion, how long will it take them to paint 7 rooms working together? Is 6 and 2 per 9 hours. Oh, I will forget something. Let's say t the time to complete the job together. For example 9, it takes Susan 10 hours longer than Laurie to take their stories inventory. If it takes 3 3/4 hours for them to do the job together, how long will it take Susan to do it alone? The solution, first, determine variable to represent the working time. Since Laurie takes less time to complete the job, we will let her time represented by t. And Laurie's time is t, and Susan's time is t plus 10, and 10 in hour. To make an equation regarding the work Susan and Laurie are doing together. First, one job equal amount done by Lori plus amount done by Susan and 10 job and 1 job equal Lori rate of work times time of them working together plus Susan rate of work times time of them working together. And we get equation is 1 job equal Lori's rate times 15 per 4 and plus Susan's rate times 15 per 4. And this is a formula. Number of job completed equal rate of work times time. The formula of rate of work is rate equal number of job completed by per T. And Laurie's rate equal 1 per T and Susan rate equal 1 per T plus 10. And that is step 3, make an equation for Laurie and Susan work rates to solve the problem before. And for step A, substituting the work rate of them working together into the operation. And we get 1 equals parenthesis 1 per T times 15 per 4 plus parenthesis 1 per T plus 10 times 15 per 4. And we get 1 equals 15, and with factorization 15 plus 4, and we get 1 equal 15 per 4 parenthesis 1 per T times 1 per T plus 10. And we dividing both sides with 15 per 4, and we get 1 per 15 per 4 equals 1 per T times 1 per T plus 1 per T per 10, and we equate the denominator and we get we dividing by 15 per 4 is 4 equal per 15. So, and right side, we equate the denominator and we get T plus parenthesis T plus 10 per T times parenthesis T plus 10. And next step, we get 4 times T times T plus 10 equal 15 times parenthesis T plus 10. This is why next step like this, because this function we multiplication with 15 and T plus 15 times T times parenthesis T plus 10, and we get this. And next we get 4T squared plus 4T equals 50 parenthesis 2T plus 10, because T plus T is 2T, and we get 40 squared plus 40T equals 15 plus 15 times 2T is 30T, and 15 plus 10 is 150, and this is why 30T plus 150. And we're dividing both sides with 30T and and subtract both sides with 30T and 150, and we get 40 squared plus 40T per minus 30T minus 150 equals 0, and 40t minus 30t is 10t, and we get 40 squared plus 10t minus 150. And we're dividing by we're dividing all by 2, and we get 2t squared plus 5t minus 75 equals 0. And we factorization, and we get 2t plus parenthesis 2t plus 15 and times parenthesis t minus 5, and we get 2t plus 15 equals 0, and or t minus 5 equals 0, and we get t equal minus 7.5 or t equal 5. We choose t equal 5 because time is never be negative. So final answer. Since the problem requires physical time, we reject the negative answer and see that t equal 5 is the real time. Therefore, Susan can complete the job in 5 plus 10 hours equal 15 hours working alone. This is a last example, is example 10. Question. At the chocolate factory, John's job is to experiment with mixing different amount of milk and chocolate to find different flavors. If he makes 2 parts of type A, which contain 15% chocolate, with 1 part of type B, which contains 10% chocolate, he creates type C. What percent of type C is chocolate? In the situation, the red is the percentage of chocolate for each type. We have the relationship. Amount of chocolate in the type equal percent of chocolate times amount of type. In type A, we have 0.14. This is from 15% dividing by 100, and the value is 1.15 times 2 equals 0.3 part of chocolate. In type B, we have 0.1 times 1. Why? This is 0.1 because type B, which contains 10% and 10%, it's equal with 0.1. So in type B equals 1.15 part of chocolate. For mixture type C, we have amount of chocolate 0.3 chocolate A plus 0.1 chocolate B equals 0.5 part of chocolate, and amount of type is 2 part of type A plus 1 part of type B equals 3 part of liquid. So the relationship is percent of chocolate type C equal amount of chocolate per amount of type equals 0.4 times 3 equals 1.1333, etc. 33 blah blah blah, or it's we multiplication 0.13333 with 100, and we get 30.3%. So the percentage of type C chocolate is 13.3%. This is explained for me. If I have a mistake, I'm sorry. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.